John, can you do anything about the advertising that's on our page? I don't think we allow that.
Are you talking about the no mega warehouse thing, Bill?
Yes, yes,
Actually, I'm gonna just ask Pam to change that.
thank you.
Pam, do you mind taking that picture down? It's
I'm
political.
trying. No,
Okay,
I'm
that'll-
trying to get it off.
Not a problem, dear.
It
In
might
fact,
take me a second.
yeah, it's not gonna take you long. It is a hide self view. We'll do it fast.
Oh,
I think.
Jesus.
Well, maybe not.
No, it's not.
Um,
God.
That unfortunately is her default camera off picture. She set that as her camera off picture. So if she turns on her camera, it'll be her and not that picture, but that's her choice.
let's see your beautiful face.
Let me get back there.
Okay.
Jesus. Oh,
Hi, Colleen. Hi, Janet.
Jesus.
Hi, Catherine. Colleen.
Okay.
Okay,
And now there you are, Pam.
the
much
meeting
better.
has been called to order at 7:02. All members are present. And we have several members of the public that I welcome you all. And item 3 is to hear from the public. Is there a public to be heard? Is there a public to be heard? Hearing no comment. So we have Colleen, Janet, and Pam, and yet to be identified Daniel.
Again, Daniel Melnick from Easter. I'm sorry,
Eastford.
Eastford. Thank you.
I'll be very brief for the selectmen's briefing, for selectmen's briefing. I'd just like to congratulate the Commission on Aging for they did a health clinic from 10 to 2 last Saturday. Very well attended and well covered. My wife and I did visit and enjoyed ourselves and found it very informative. So much appreciated in the work that they've done. Also, just to remind folks, we're going to be having a Memorial Day commemorative on Memorial Day. It will start at 11 o'clock at the Ashford Memorial. And we hope that the public will be joining us. And we're also in the planning stages for the 4th of July parade. And
So, Bill, for the Memorial Day, what is the plan? We haven't heard anything other than it was being held at the memorial.
yeah, we had something. It's pretty much going to be the same setup and function as we did last year, Catherine. The Ashford Choraleers will be there. The band will be there doing numbers. We've invited the church to participate in the general public. I'm hoping that you'll do the general orders again.
Oh, I didn't know that because no one has said anything to us.
So that's what we have planned. The same thing, and I think I had mentioned it a couple of meetings ago that we were
Yeah.
going to do the same setup as we did last year. So anyway, proceeding on, item 5 is acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of April 25th. Do I have a motion?
So
Last-
moved.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
That's a second.
Any discussion, additions, or corrections? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye, unanimous, thank you. And the regular meeting of May 9th, 23, do I have a motion?
I'll make the
So
motion.
moved. Oh,
Okay, I'll second it.
Roger seconded. Is there any additions, corrections? Seeing or hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you very much. Hear from boards, commissions, and committees? Hear from boards, commissions, and committees? Hearing none, we will move on to old business. Status of the Ashford School Child Care Program as proposed by the Recreation Commission. I did have a brief meeting with the school superintendent last week, and she has not had a chance to get together with their council. So it's pretty
Okay.
much status quo. I did just resend, Catherine, to you and to Roger.
I
the
saw.
the job descriptions at John Roston. So if you get a chance to make any comments on those, appreciate your feedback. Act on the Ashford School Building Committee recommendations regarding the issuance of the RFP for architectural services relating to the Ashford School. There was an informal meeting last Wednesday night. Unfortunately, it was not an official meeting because the agenda did not get posted in a timely manner. So a few of the members, I was there, just had a very general discussion, obviously no decisions made. And they're going to be calling a meeting pretty quick to reconvene and make sure it's properly posted. Item C, consider funding options relating to the initiation of the Ashford School roof project. Obviously, because we don't have any recommendations, that's still an item to be discussed, and we'll be leaving that open. Item D, consider extension of the Ashford Cemetery mowing contract. Current contract expires June 30th of 2023. What I found out is that we have a proposed contract. I don't believe it was sent out to you folks yet from
No,
the folks that have been doing our mowing. James Kelly for many years, and what I understand, I'm advised, has been done since he has held his rate for that long, which is $9,609. We have just extended that. I don't have any objections to that. However, I have not had a chance to talk to Jim Ravitsky about that. I assume since 2009, if there had been objections or problems with that, we would have heard about it, but look for opinion for the board if you want to act on this or postpone it till our next Tuesday meeting. Your pleasure.
I postpone it for now, since we don't
All right, thank you.
have the stuff.
Okay, we'll put that off for our next Tuesday morning meeting. The Ashford citizen consideration of the establishment of policies and procedures relating to production and comment. Catherine, I know you did a lot of work and put them together. Your husband dropped it off to me about 15 minutes ago. Roger, have
Do you
you had a
want-
chance to review it at all? Or?
I didn't know if you want me to take you through them or if you want to read them at your leisure.
Let's
if you-
read them and then do something Tuesday.
All right.
I don't have a problem with that. Has Colleen seen them or been shared with Colleen?
No, because they're a draft and we're talking,
Yeah.
we're going to be going through them.
Okay,
They're absolutely the initial draft.
okay,
I think that the ones that are pertain in general to, well, you can share them with Colleen
I would
if you
hope
like,
so.
Bill.
yeah,
You know, they're in a very draft form, but what I've put together is we have a disclaimer that we put in the Ashford Citizen on page 2. It's in every issue. So in your little packet, you'll find that that's the first item in the little packet.
yep,
And I've highlighted where there are changes. So they're a little more obvious
those
for
are the
you?
ones that are highlighted in yellow.
in yellow. And yes, we
Okay.
printed them here at home so that you could see them, because I don't know that there's a color printer available there. And then what I laid out were some procedures that were more oriented towards our citizen editor. And in that, And, it just talks about, how the laptop is supposed to be used. It's town property, that kind of thing. And then, further on down, I just kind of, I want to say sketched out a calendar for citizen production. But that's something that, we need to go back through and look at what Sherry had documented before. And certainly, I think it would be great if Colleen participated in that so that we could go, okay, what day of the month do we expect to have completion of the draft version? I recommend review by the Board of Selectmen, and if we cannot have a quorum for that review, say the 21st of the month when things are pretty together, then it would be the first selectman would conduct that review, make sure that everything looks good. And then talking about when the final version is ready for submission to print, to go to the print distribution vendor. When it gets, that's ready, when it's emailed to that person or company, and then when that printing and assembly and delivery of the citizens to the Ashford Post Office is to be complete. Then when do we anticipate it's received by local residents and businesses? And we always aim for the first, we want to get as close to the first as we can. And then when it would be, when we think it would be received by out-of-town subscribers. I just kept it as a simple list for now. I'm sure there's more pieces to it, but hopefully it gives us a little framework that, if someone's looking at the procedures or looking at this, they get a sense of it at least. And then I put information related to on page 3, related to how submissions would work, that the deadline for submissions is the 20th, and there will be no exceptions made after that cutoff date, which is going to hopefully make Colleen's work easier than it may have been for others in the past, where people were trying to get things in after the date. It makes us a little more, our controls on it a little crisper. And that the articles and ads have to be emailed. I guess in the past, what's happened is some people have just written some stuff on some scraps of paper and kind of tossed it over the counter at the town clerk's office to be, somehow put into an ad or whatever. And I think that the people who want to put ads in should take responsibility for putting their ad together. So rather than putting it on the person who is not supposed to be creating ads, but who is supposed to be just putting everybody's ads and articles together for us. So, and, other requirements in terms of how they go about submitting. And then after that, on page 4, what you'll find are publication policies. And it talks about, how much advertising can fit, that all advertising is on a space available basis, etc. Publisher reserves the right to allow advertising at no charge or to refuse any advertising, sole discretion. And I highlighted in yellow on that what I know you've talked about before, and I've looked at, and in terms of local area nonprofit organizations, and I know we'll talk about some other organizations in town that we may want to offer free article space for. And so there's, I think there's a fairly good list there. I will point out to you the last bullet, which is one that I want to talk with you about next Tuesday in particular. And then I just threw on for pages, for page 5, I put on the people that we currently haven't been charging for their advertising and articles. And I did not put on ones that we've talked about possibly changing over to in the future. I also didn't put the pricing structure on there because we need to talk about pricing. So hopefully this just gives us a bit of a framework to work with. What do you think?
Good effort.
I think it's a good effort. I
Okay,
mean, many of the things are the things that we've been kind of discussing informally. In fact, I've
Yep.
discussed many of them with Colleen and got some input from her, and I think it's an excellent, and I appreciate the effort you put into it.
no problem. This is for,
Hopefully we'll get
this
it in place for Tuesday.
yep, this is our, these are our taxpayers that we're trying to make sure that we get good information out to. And hopefully we can do it this way. And I'm looking forward to working with Colleen glad to have you on board. I haven't seen you. So,
Thank
and
you.
hopefully you're not, don't feel too overwhelmed. We'll get through this.
No, this is starting to make me feel a little bit better now.
Good, good.
Because really, it was just volunteer. I'm kind of just gonna cut and paste, and I appreciate the, having your ad ready to go as opposed to me trying to create something out of the little note that you sketched. So totally
Oh my God,
appreciate all your.
yes.
Now, the first selectman is exempted from that rule, Colleen, just.
Oh, no, you're not. No,
I-
you're not. That's your
I
job.
wholeheartedly just expect this to be, continuing the tradition that it has.
Just
And
kidding.
keep our community and all of the events on schedule so everybody can see what's happening in town. That's what it should be.
It's a really
Appreciate it.
important publication for our town and the businesses in town. Or in our local area, I should say, because it's not just right within our town for everything. So
Gotcha.
I'd also like to encourage, and I'm sure that the Board of Selectmen will encourage some of our other boards and commissions to put out some even short articles about things that are going on that they've had come before them or whatever, take a little time to do that every once in a while at least. So not everybody can attend the meetings and not everybody looks through all of the minutes. So a nice synopsis every once in a while would be helpful to people.
Just an update, I worked with Colleen and Savage. And, after our last meeting where it was authorized to purchase, we do have a laptop at hand, our monitors. We have the software with Publisher.
Good.
We have Adobe Acrobat Professional software also.
Good.
So anyway, it's moving together. I think that we're well on our way to our next edition and getting that formalized. So again,
hope
thank
it
you all
helps.
for your efforts.
Yeah. Colleen, I hope it helps that you already have a framework from last month.
I
That you
do.
can
So
go
I was
into.
able, definitely, I was able to sit with Sherry. She forwarded things to the Ashford Citizen email. Those
Good,
are up.
good, good.
We have the equipment. So yeah, everything is great. I understand it's town equipment. I will take very good care of it. It's separate from all of my other duties. It's not my personal computer. It's not my registrar's computer. It's its own thing. So I appreciate that.
Good, good.
It's also, it's going to have and it's already set up, its dedicated email address and a phone line here where Colleen, people can leave messages or inquiries. Colleen
Good.
will be able to go in through voicemail and address that also. And we've set up a table in the historian's office that will also have that Colleen can utilize. It works out to be done that way too. So
That's
I
such a
think we're
cool
well on the road.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else regarding that? Hearing none, we'll move on to new
Can
business.
can the public say anything?
I'm going to let you say something.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you. I wanted to thank Colleen because I know it's a big job, and I just like to say that I think the citizen is a very important part of being part of our town, and I value it highly, and I'm glad that the selectmen are on board with keeping it going. I think it's a good idea to have some clear guidelines about what can be published. And I would just like to point out, when I moved here in 06 from Eastford, the Eastford Communicator, which is published privately, has quite different has some different sets of rules. And when I came here, I was a little disappointed that some things that I wanted to put in, I couldn't put in, but I accepted the policy of the town. And I think that it's important that we make policies that everyone agrees with and everyone accept them. So I'd like to thank the selectmen and Colleen for continuing with this.
Thank you, Janet. Appreciate it. Anything else? Anyone else? No? All right, I'm not sure why it's under new business, but we're gonna move on to item 8, update on transfer station upgrades. Following up on our last meeting again, I have ordered the guard station I know that we approved up to $12,000 on that, but I was working with the representative of that, and we've got a new one, and it's coming in under 10,000.
Outstanding.
So we're working on, they did send me some specs where we have a couple alternatives on designs. I've asked Joe to take a look at them. But we're expecting delivery within 6 to 7 weeks of a new unit. And that
So-
price includes delivery.
So 6 to 7 weeks sounds like it's fairly good timing with us getting the rest of it in order in terms of getting the letting the community know how things are going to change there, getting any procedures that the transfer station employees have to do, differently or whatever. So that's good.
No, so
I-
far, so good.
that's-
And it does sound like it's gonna fit in right with our hoped for timeframe.
Good. Well, since it's a new building, we expect the transfer station employees to wash their hands before they go in.
We'll make that on our policies and procedures.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll write that one.
And I think you'll be able to fit one person in there, so we'll get away from any issues.
Our
with
little
that, too.
problems, yes.
All right, folks, that's all I have on that. Tax refunds, Chris?
No,
No? Any items? I think we've discussed something to carry some items for our Tuesday meeting, but any other items for the agenda for our next Tuesday's meeting? Hearing
Not that I
none?
can think, not that I can think of at this time.
Hearing none, I've got 7:24,
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh, record.
almost.
Okay. I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn at 7:24.
I'll second that.
Thank you very much, folks. Have a good night, and thank you for the
You
guest
too.
joining us. We'd like to see more of you.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.